Everyone. Crimes and sins against humankind often result in disasters and affliction brought upon people. That is well known for centuries. So today, I'll tell you about a game where you will investigate the plague, discover old secrets, and try to save people. For I'm CringeLord, and this video is about Vigil The Longest Night. Vigil offers a variety of means to fight enemies. But do you need it when the most effective way is a really simple approach? As usual, you start with a tutorial. It's really short and simple here. You are taught how to move, fight, dodge and block. It ends in a very Souls way, with a boss fight. Then the real game begins. Now you can travel and explore the village and its surroundings. The whole process is built around the main quest and side quests. They are interconnected in a certain way. The main quest consists of exploration and boss fights tasks. Side ones are whatevers, finding items, hunting down enemies, delivering items, and other types of pretty common quests. For doing those quests, you'll be rewarded with weapons, armor, rings, magical, and quest items. But exploration itself is rewarding even without quests. There are plenty of items hidden left and right, secret areas with loot, and enemies dropping rare stuff. Many enemies will confront you during exploration, ambushing and attacking you from a distance. The boss will usually await you at the end of the location explored. But the game doesn't offer you a great amount of boss fights. There are 15 to 20 bosses overall. And of course there is character development. You can obtain perks which will make you quite powerful and considerably fast. There are 4 types of weapons: sword, heavy weapon, daggers, and bow. For each type there is a corresponding skill tree. Quality of life perks also exist, and they're quite useful, especially resurrection. The fighting system is built around dodge, but some skills you can get allow you to almost ignore it by passively dodging and just damage rush enemies. All 4 types of weapons are the same in this regard, but different in amount of damage they do. The story of Vigil is pretty vanilla, which is not exactly typical for dark fantasy types of games. You'll take the role of a vigilant named Layla. She has been training for years to become a true member of the Order. The final test is approaching, and you are sent to defeat the beast that haunts May Town. Such trial proves to be an easy task for Layla, but that was just a prelude for the trial coming. Later she arrives to May Town, which is also her home. She hopes to meet her sister, but unfortunately can't find her anywhere. The disappearance of a village girl catches her attention. She decides to investigate it. Later, she uncovers a chain of events in which the professor and Bruno are involved. It eventually leads her to a laboratory, where wicked experiments take place. What she finds out is shocking. A grotesque creature made of flesh that slightly resembles human appears from the shadows. But raw power of the beast can't match the skillful fighting of Layla. Final strike, and the beast is defeated, releasing soul of tormented girl. Now, all preparations before the final test are done. Layla travels to the ancient tomb and plays in a arena, and the trial begins. An ancient guardian, a creature no less grotesque than the one she has fought not long ago, will be her enemy. But even such enemy is still not enough to defeat Layla. That completes the test. And now the real adventure of Layla begins. She will once again return to May Town, where plague will take roots. Will it lead to something serious? That is to find out. The story of Vigil The Longest Night isn't something that is filled with novelty. The plot is pretty vanilla, fighting evil and saving people. It doesn't deprive the flaws like transition between Prelude and Chapter 1 is a bit shabby, or some stuff left unexplained lore-wise. There are not many topics discussed in the story. The main are faith, arrogance, and cruelty. The design outshining the story and gameplay isn't something you can see often, but Vigil is that time. Honestly, Vigil has a great design. The way enemies and locations are drawn, and the amount of effort put into the whole thing is just something else for a small game. Strangely, there's some kind of mix of dark fantasy and ordinary fantasy. Locations and scenes alternate in colors and mood. The presence of danger and tension remains nonetheless. That is also achieved by the way monsters are designed and how they appear. Some bury deep down, some imitate surroundings, some await you to ambush. The further you delve, the more grotesque enemies become. Overall design is made really nicely. Some 3D elements may cause a bit of dissonance, but that disappears rather quickly. The world is the main thing. If not that, the game wouldn't feel the same way. The only downside is that background scenes are mostly static and more animations would enhance it to the whole different level. Still, it just makes you want to explore the world and see enemies of the game. Now let's talk about issues the game has. First and the most important is the battle system. To put it simply, it's completely broken. The way things start may provide you with a bit of challenge, but once you get perks for the weapon you use, the game changes drastically. You won't even need to dodge. You just need to spam heavy attack to perform combo, which makes you almost invincible, and deals a hell lot of damage. There are different combos and attacks. Some are strong too, but not as good as heavy attack combo. That leads to boss fight issues. They're different, have various mechanics, and are probably designed to be a proper challenge. But since you can almost press F to win, they don't pose any challenge, except maybe DLC boss Blue Magpie. The next one is story transition between Prelude and Chapter 1. Layla gets amnesia after finishing the prologue. Then she gets to the town and her memory wipe is almost non-existent anymore. No explanation given. Everything else related to the main story is okayish, even though some things are left unexplained. Here I can also add side quests. They're very simple, very short, and have a very few dialogues. Not even one catches your interest and makes you want to invest your time in completing it. Vigil is a controversial game, but has great aesthetics and diverse world, which is interesting to explore. And I really mean it. Somehow world exploration is a really alluring thing to do in Vigil. The broken battle system makes it comfortable and convenient. The world design enhances experience, providing you with grotesque, scary and casual locations, posing hidden danger. In addition, you get different kind of loot. But the only inconvenience is if you die, you lose the progress back to the last save. Still, the battle system is important for any game, and here it allows you to spam to win. The boss fights don't pose you much of a challenge, since you melt them like hot knife does with butter. But you may do a few barrel rolls and drink flask in addition to it. Every type of weapon deals massive damage, except bow, which is the weakest out of 4. And all you need to do is to spam heavy attack to dodge and destroy, drink flask and move. You don't need anything else. That way, battle system allows you to skip so many mechanics that it makes you think, why have you even added it? So if you want interesting boss fights, then you won't find it here. In addition to it, you will get a pretty mid-vanilla story, with a mid-vanilla antagonist. Some things will leave you confused as well, like memory loss or the whole deal with all order, and quite a few more. I've got a true ending in my first playthrough, which was unexpected, because I've skipped quite a few extra quests in the prologue. Yeah, here you need to complete side quests in order to get necessary items, otherwise it will be just a good or bad ending. In addition to everything, the game is rather short, approximately 10 to 15 hours, depending on how much content you want to cover, can be even less than 10. I've completed it in 12 hours including DLC. Overall, Vigil is kind of badass game. The story won't surprise you, and only design is something that tries to save the day. I guess it can pass as a time killer, or fit to someone who likes exploration and dark fantasy aesthetics. But other than that, Vigil is a waste of time and money. You know, the base price of the game is $22. It's so expensive that I can almost call it a scam. During sale it gets better and goes down to $9. But even for this much you can get far greater games. I can recommend you this one, for real. I thank you for watching, and I would like to know, did you play this game? What do you think about it? Do you consider it a good game? Let me know in the comment section below. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.